YouTube, what's going on? It's your bird G back at it again with another video, and I'm gonna try to make this video make sense. But if it doesn't, I apologize. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you're out there and it doesn't make sense. So over the weekend, if you don't know, we had a contentious soft fork that was rejected by the miners. I don't think I need to go too deep into it. If you know, you know, really, at this point. Well, I guess at this point in my channel. But I took this as a kicking kicking the can down the road. So if you don't know, or if you don't know a lot about money, or if you haven't like followed financial markets, or you don't really pay attention to politics, I understand, I get it. But there's this term called kicking the can down the road, which pretty much means I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, pretty much procrastinating in money. And what that means is really whenever somebody uses that is when you talk about the government and central banks, Federal Reserve, looking to come up with a solution to get rid of our debt. We're like $41 trillion in debt right now as a country. And a lot of people, a lot of economists and people who follow this and who try to give their opinions, it's really just opinions or theories about how to resolve the debt, keep saying that whoever's in charge, the power that be, they're just going to keep kicking the can down the road until it's just so obvious, or until it's just so astronomical that we can't do anything about it. Pretty much meaning that hyperinflation would have to start. We'd have to go through hyperinflation before anybody starts to talk about the debt crisis and how are we going to get rid of our debt. So that's basically how I took this Bip110 soft fork. The miners just said spam, CSAM, whatever you call it, pretty much just junk and JPEGs and NFTs and runes and ordinals, anything other than money is okay to be on Bitcoin right now, because we have certain restrictions that make it hard enough to detour people from adding it to the blockchain. So basically, we already have filters in place that are strong enough to, force people to just use Bitcoin as money. But if not, hey, if they want to put it on Bitcoin, they got to pay a higher fee anyway. So if they want to pay the higher fee to put bullshit on Bitcoin, then that's their choice. And they have the right to do that. And that's basically where we are when it comes to Bitcoin and security protocols outside of monetary transactions in the Bitcoin blockchain right now. So if you wanted to, you could put a dick pic, you could put a screenshot of something, you could put Bible verses, you can put quotes and speeches on Bitcoin if you really wanted to, but it's going to be tough. It's not going to be the easiest thing to do. So you would have to literally take time out of your day and spend more money than you would typically, other than buying a service, buying a product with Bitcoin. You would have to spend more money to get that on the blockchain. Whatever that means to you is what, if it means that much to you to take the time and the energy and the money to do that, that's on you. And the people in Bitcoin, the people behind Uh, we're still at Bip148 if I'm not mistaken, or Bip100. To keep Bitcoin the same, you can do that. That's where we're at right now. Versus if we were to start the Bip110, or if we were to continue to mine along the Bip110 chain, you wouldn't be even able to do that at all. Nodes will reject your transaction. Node will reject your JPEG and anything other than a monetary transaction in the block. So you wouldn't been able to do that. So hopefully that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense out there. Just wanted to give y'all the prerequisite, or just my initial thoughts, or just as a preset. It's another word I'm thinking about. Y'all get me. If you've been here a while, man, I'll be thinking of words that I don't say. So just whatever comes before, whatever that word is that comes before the chapters in a book. It's not epilogue. It's prologue, right? I think it's prologue. Y'all get it. You get it. I just wanted to set that up to say that the Bitcoiners right now, the people who didn't approve of the soft fork, people who don't believe in it, they're kicking the can down the road, in my opinion. And some people will say, like, for instance, like a lot of people who did not like the fork said, you're doing too much. We're doing too much. The things that we want to change about Bitcoin are not worth the effects that it will have in the future to other characteristics of Bitcoin. And I get that. I understand. You know what I mean? I'm not the most technical guy. So if somebody's saying that, I get it. I do. But still, that means that you're okay with what we have right now. And the more people who realize or just experiment with putting spam on Bitcoin kind of determines where we go from here. And it kind of determines our future in the next 5 to 10 years, because in the next 5 to 10 years, if more people who want to use Bitcoin as art, want to use the blockchain as their personal canvas to put whatever they want and to see whatever images and things that they want to put on there, we have to revisit this back in 5 to 10 years to see how much bullshit is actually on the Bitcoin blockchain. And you're okay with that, because you're saying that it's still hard to do that, and that even if it's possible, the fee to create that block will be so much that you'll be wasting money to do that, to put to put bullshit on Bitcoin, and that's the user's choice. Okay, cool, I get that, but I'm still saying that that's kicking the can down the road, because like I said, 5 to 10 years from now, if all these blocks that we have are just filled with spam, filled with images, filled with speeches, filled with quotes, filled with pictures of people and their dog and their cat videos, small memes that you can put GIFs on. If our blocks are just filled with all this shit, we're gonna have to revisit this at some point, because it's gonna be just ridiculous to run a node. And obviously, if you don't know what a node is a person, user, utilizing their computer, their laptop, and I would say a 2 terabyte external hard drive, because laptops don't even Modern laptops don't even come with a lot of memory. I guess I'm guessing 1 to 2 gigs of memory. I don't know what the difference between RAM and memory is, so y'all take this with a grain of salt. Correct me in the comments if you're watching this video, but there's not a lot of memory that comes with the laptop. And in order to download and run a node for the Bitcoin network, and because you're recording every transaction, every single transaction since January 3rd, 2009. So you have to store that on your laptop. Right now, it takes about, I want to say, a terabyte to do that in order to download every single transaction, the whole ledger, the whole blockchain of Bitcoin right now. So it takes anywhere from a week to a month to download this blockchain and run it on your computer. And so we're only at 1 terabyte today. 5-10 years from now, how much RAM, how much storage are we going to need, given that Bitcoin's transactions are not only monetary, there are other types of transactions, there's other types of shit on it that you have to download in order to run a node in the future. So you got to download all that on your desktop, on your laptop, what have you. And so that puts a lot of unnecessary storage on the Bitcoin blockchain that you have to download. And so that's my point. We're kicking the can down the road, but I'm still not mad. I'm still not disappointed. I got a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. At the time where, it failed, nobody mined on the Bip110 chain. And I thought, dang, Bitcoin really is captured. But after I gave it a little time, took a day or two, I just realized, okay, this is just a fork. This is just some rules that most of us did not agree with. And that's all right. That's okay, because this has happened before, 2017, 2014. Don't need to go into it, but it's already happened before. We already had this happen. And some people would say, just like during those times, some people would say, oh, it was captured like Roger Ver. And so if you really think that it's that big of a deal, go ahead and do your own project, which he did. Bcash. That's how Bcash came about. And then people went along their merry way and just invested in Bcash. It's okay. And Bitcoin's still here, so you can invest in Bcash if you want. It's cool. So nobody really agreed with you. It's fine. We don't all have to agree at the same time. You know what I mean? And so people thought Bitcoin was captured in 2014. People thought Bitcoin was captured in 2017. And now people are thinking that Bitcoin is captured today in 2026 because nobody wanted to mine on the Bip110 fork or time or blockchain. And so I'm pretty sure within a year, I'm pretty sure we're going to start hearing some things about a second Bitcoin, because it's already in the works. It's already not in the works, but people have already been talking about, maybe we need to fork this and make it a new Bitcoin. So by next year, I'm pretty sure there's going to be, I don't know, Bitcoin 2.0, something like that. I don't know what the name would be. But then that's another thing. We'd have to fight for the name BTC, because which BTC is going to be the real Bitcoin, which will suck, because that's just going to divide us even more. And so this is just growing pains. We're real early. Everybody knows that. We're super early, and we got to get through these growing pains in order for us to make it. Now, if you've been watching this video or this channel, if you're still here, I appreciate you. And you know that I know that Bitcoin is our only shot I believe that it's only our only shot to make it out of this fiat world, out of using the U.S. dollar, something that we can alternatively use. I'm not saying that it'll kill the dollar. I'm just saying that there's something outside of the system that we can use to transact with each other peer to peer, and nothing could go wrong. I would say, you know what I mean. So that's our only. This is our only chance. So with all this stuff going on behind the scenes, just imagine that somebody who's new to Bitcoin, who just heard about it this year, it's just so much to digest that we have to dilute Bitcoin to its simplest form. And I'm always gonna say this. I don't know why, but that's just been my kind of like saying for the last couple videos, last 2-3 videos. I've been saying we have to dilute the situation, whatever it may be, dilute it to its most clearest form or simplest form, right? And if you dilute Bitcoin to its most simplest form, it's just cash. We need to use it as cash, as money. So for the average user, the average person, the normal guy or girl who's just been going through life, doing everything the right way, you know, doing everything, following all the rules, you know, not pirating movies, you know what I'm saying, not bootlegging movies, not selling illegal movies. I'm just trying to give y'all examples of the average person who doesn't want to, like, you know, stray away from, you know, the laws, and like they're not rebels, you know what I mean? They're not trying to draw outside of the lines. That kind of person doesn't know shit about all what's happened the last 15 years, 17 years, the last 17 years of Bitcoin. They don't know shit. So for you or for us to be like, hey, you know, this has to happen and this is the real Bitcoin, and we keep arguing, man, we just wasting time and energy about what a money is supposed to be. All that needs to happen is for us to come to an agreement that whenever you use money, whenever you use Bitcoin, it's just a QR code. The business scans it, or the individual scans it that's selling something. They scan it, bam, you got it. Yes, confirm it. Yes, that's it. It ain't gotta be like it. I'm not even saying it ain't gotta be. It's the fact that there cannot be something to think about, guys. Because if it's something to think about, if you're giving people something to think about, then it's not money. Does that make sense? So it's like, oh, I'm gonna give you Bcash, or I'm gonna give you BSV, or I'm gonna give you Bitcoin 2.0, or I'm gonna give you Bitcoin, you know, whatever, because this is the real Bitcoin. Like, I don't have time for that. That's the point. We don't got time. We don't got time for this. Is it money or not? You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we're going through this is healthy. Don't get me wrong, and we have to go through this. There's no other way for us to get to that single moment when Bitcoin is finally accepted all around the world, you know, without fail, as money. So I understand that this is inevitable, but I'm just saying, moving forward, we're going to revisit this, because it's going to be 100 terabytes just to run a node. That's very, very ridiculous. So nobody's going to be running nodes in the future. But my point is, second point is, the average person is not going to run a node. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm pretty sure some Bitcoiners out there, if they saw this video, if they saw me, if they heard me say that, they'd be like, okay, you're not a real Bitcoin. You should sell all your Bitcoin. Come on, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. The whole world is not going to run nodes. We know, like, you can't think of a world, or you can't really seriously believe that every person is going to run a node to verify their own transactions. It's just not. That's not feasible. Oh, you gonna carry the node like Rich? You like no, like I mean, I guess you could verify it on your phone if you had a node like your apps, and I get it, but what? That's the second step that you have to think about. That's something else that you have to think about when it comes to money. When we pay for cash, does anybody ask questions? No, you just pay with $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, $100 bill. You get your change and you go. That's it. That's how Bitcoin needs to be. Seamless. It has to be seamless. It can't be none of this. Hey man, do you take Bitcoin? Yeah. Okay, cool. And then you get a QR code and it says Bitcoin 2.0, and he's like, oh wait, no, I said Bitcoin, bro. Oh no, this is the real Bitcoin. No, I don't. We can't get into a debate about what the real Bitcoin is, man. Like that has to stop now, today, like as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to wrap this up. Like, so I know it's gonna come. We're gonna have another fork, another hard fork, because they're already saying that they want to change the SHA-256 algorithm. So I'm guessing we'll use SHA-512 or the one before that. It has to be the one before that, right? I don't know what the SHA algorithm would be before that, but I believe it would be like less. It has to be. It has to go forward. It has to go up. It has to be 512. It can't be a downgrade. I don't think that would make sense. So basically, BTC 512 or BTC 5 or I don't know. I'm just saying that's just gonna do more harm than good, in my opinion. So for now, the best thing we could do is wait. If you really think about it, wait. Because if we were right, and I did support the 110, the Bip110, I just, I have a clearer mind now, and I have an open mind now about the defeat of it, and it's fine. If we were correct, if Bip110 really was supposed to win, or really had the backing, or if Bitcoin's spam attacks and everything that Bip110 was to restrict and stood for really mattered, this idea, this moment, this argument, or these times will come again. This conversation will come up again, because everything that we talked about, everything that Bip110 was trying to restrict, will overtake the Bitcoin blockchain. And then that's when you can say, I told you so. And then we can just revert back to Bip110. It'll probably be another name by then, right? Because, well, not really, because we could just start the Bip110 chain. But how long would that take? If we're talking about 5-10 years, we're not going to fucking revert back to block 96163, 961163, something like that. If we're on block, 1,200,000 and some change, I don't think that's, no, I'm tripping. No. We'll just have a soft fork again, and then we'd start from block 1,200,000 and some change, and it'll split, and then we'll start the Bip110 again. Okay, I'm tripping. No. Okay. Even though that block 961,163 would probably by that time cost like 10 Bitcoin to mine. So whoever mines if we all agree that we want to start back at block 961,163, whoever mines that block, instant Bitcoin. That's crazy. Yeah, because by that time it'd be like 10 Bitcoin to mine that shit, which would be crazy, which would be very, very interesting. But anyway, we probably won't do that. It'll be a split chain, and then we'd start on Bip110 again. So that's basically it, man. We're kicking the can down the road. It's okay. It's all right. People are mad. People are saying that Bitcoin is captured. Okay, you could say that. You could. You really could. Do I believe that the miners colluded? Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do. But I'm just saying, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. It's just a couple of rules. It's just one soft fork that nobody really cared about. Nobody really agreed upon it, and that's fine. It's okay. We still here. Bitcoin is still running every 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So, but I will say, if it really mattered, if it was really an issue, then it will come up again. So technically, we didn't lose. We lost the battle, but there's still a war out there. But there's still a war that we can win. And so we're either gonna be right or wrong. If this don't come up within, I would say 2 to 5 years. If it don't come up by 2030, that's 4 years. So let's just say 4 years. If it don't come up by 2030, and the block size, the blockchain is still like relatively a 2 to 5 terabytes to download, then it really wasn't that. It really wasn't that serious, bro. It really wasn't that serious. But yeah, if it comes a day where people are like, hey, why does it take me 50 terabytes to download the Bitcoin blockchain to become a node? Then we'll see. We'll have this discussion again. It's just like that, guys. So, hey, it's all good. We lost the battle, but we can still win the war. So we still here, man. I hope that made sense. I appreciate y'all watching. Didn't want to make it too long, but y'all know how I do. I didn't even rant this time, but it is what it is. I'll see y'all in the next video. Hope y'all doing good out there, outside of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Keep your health, keep your wealth. Hope y'all getting some sun out there. Hope y'all drinking y'all water. Hope y'all getting some alone time to be quiet, even if it's for a minute. Just, you know what I'm saying, breathe. You know what I'm saying? Be quiet for just a minute. Just, you know, take a step, take a moment to breathe. Just breathe. 60 seconds. Breathe in and out, take a deep breath. When the last time you took a deep breath? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Eat your greens. Eat your greens, please. Please eat your greens. Next time you eat, look at your plate. If you don't have anything green on there, then you're doing something wrong. Don't get me wrong. I ain't perfect. Sometimes I'm the same way. But I'm just letting you know, you have to eat something green. Something green. Because what you're eating mostly, if you're not eating stuff that's green, you're eating either something white, brown, red, mostly red though, and yellow or some other colors. You know what I'm saying? What I'm really talking about is carbs, fries, which is brown, which is not the best. White rice, and white potatoes, which again fries. Same shit. It's not the best for your nutritional value. And then red is meat, and then other shit. Yellow is just whatever sauce you use on your buffalo wings. You know what I'm saying? So red and white is yellow, I believe. Ranch and blue cheese and all that. So just eat your greens, man. Eat your greens. Because again, when's the last time you ate green? When the last time you ate something green? You know what I'm saying? If you can't think of that, then you need to eat something green. Get your fiber in there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're being regular. So, all right, man. Let me stop right there. I'll see y'all next video. Remember, man. Bitcoin's an update. We gotta be updated. So it's gotta be something. It's gonna be something. I'm just trying to make sure y'all ready for it. So, what will you do when you can't withdraw physical cash outside of your ATM? Just answer that question, and you should be fine. If you can answer that question, if you can have something, if you can come to a place where you don't need physical cash outside of an ATM, then you should be fine because you got something else other than cash, other than money, other than the US dollar. So, all right, y'all. It's been 30 minutes already. I'll talk to y'all later.